Hello, I'm Harry Von Zell, coming to you on behalf of our California State Chamber of Commerce. You know, sometimes we become so busy with our everyday affairs, we tend to take certain things for granted. One of them, vitally important to almost all of us in our daily lives, is our system of California freeways. To tell you the story of our freeways, we decided to try something just a little bit different. We brought in one of our modern Hollywood motion picture studios and asked them to capture on film the spirit of our wonderful California way of life and our freeway system. I'll be back at the conclusion of the film for just a word, but for now, you just sit back and relax. I think you'll enjoy this picture.
This is the Freeway. Freedom to really get out and move. Freedom to live in far outlying residential areas. Freedom to drive away from the city to work. To relax in any of 1,000 exciting places. Freedom to enjoy a way of life that only California has to offer. The growing network of freeways has had a lot to do with this. So much that every day more Californians, native son and transplant alike, are helping themselves to big portions of the free and easy, spread out way of living that's unique in this country of ours. And we like it. We enjoy the differences freeways make in our lives. Enjoy them, but too often take them completely for granted. We've come to expect the growth and prosperity they stimulate as our due, and they are. But California living is getting even better for more folks every day. And by 1980, well, let's look at that future. There'll be more than 32 million Californians then. Almost 20 million California registered cars. Right here within the state itself, folks will be driving over 200 billion vehicle miles. And today's 3,400 miles of California freeways will have grown to 12,500 free-flowing miles. Toll-free, debt-free miles, carrying 60% of the state's total road traffic. Freeways paid for with the taxes we pay for operating our cars. It's the pay-as-you-grow plan that holds no brief for bonded indebtedness. That's the way it was planned, with 10% of the nation's population already living in the state, with more than 11% of all U.S. registered cars. We can't afford to settle for less. Growth has to spawn further growth. New roads must pay for newer. Industry and satellite businesses move into new areas. And with them, new homes and the people who enjoy our kind of living. The kind of living provided by freeway access to decentralized residential areas of single-family dwellings. Population soaring, the economy soaring, California becoming more and more the greatest place in the world to live, to work, to grow. and to go. The freeway? We probably aren't even aware it's there half the time, or how much we depend on it. But that's the way it is with so many of the good things in life. Because they're free, we seldom recognize or appreciate their true worth. Like our own toll-free freeways. So let's throw things into perspective for a bit and relate the freeways to ourselves. It's morning. Kids have been invited on a Disneyland outing. Takes a certain amount of raw courage for one adult to be locked voluntarily in a car for 50 miles with 4 supercharged youngsters. But a promise is a promise. And it's really not hard to keep when the miles are freeway miles. But it's time, too, for other freeway travelers to take to the road. Even though it's his 25th anniversary, Dad still got to get to the office. Junior swore he'd make it in from San Diego. Cousin Ed and his wife wired that they'd be in from Sacramento. And you know the folks certainly will make it in from San Bernardino. And everyone in the family, from all over the state, will be driving in. Aunt Lucy will be there too, of course. She'll drive even if she does live only 3 blocks away. After all, Aunt Lucy is a Californian. But while the rest of the family is driving in for the big anniversary celebration, for Dad, it's work as usual. As an architect, Dad knows the freeways that make it easy for him to reach his office from his suburban home hold the key not only to his own prosperity, but to the growth and prosperity of the entire state. His trained eye spots one truth immediately. Freeways unite communities, and those communities adjacent to freeways are far better able to develop as integrated units, growing stronger, growing faster. This is planned progress, fairly and impartially administered for the benefit of all the people. This, too, is progress. This is planning with an eye to the future. With our continued economic growth, our skyrocketing population, there's a vital need for more and more living space. It must be provided. And it will be, wherever the freeways flow. But while growth possibilities are virtually limitless, space isn't. If it weren't for freeways siphoning away through traffic from city streets, the average urban driver would measure his progress in inches. While at other than peak travel times, the freeway driver gets where he's going faster, more conveniently, and 2.5 times more safely than the off-freeway motorist. It's basic. By eliminating intersections, freeways save lives. Yet every community adjacent to them remains readily accessible by and from freeways. And when did you last head for one of California's great recreation areas by freeway? When the system is complete, California's freeways will serve them all. Even today, less than a generation since World War II, freeways have brought California's recreation areas closer to each other than ever before. San Francisco, almost 2 hours closer to Los Angeles. The trip between Tahoe and San Francisco is 45 minutes less. And even on as short a trip as from Los Angeles to San Diego, it takes 45 minutes less than it did in 1945, because we've got freeways now. California women, like women just about everywhere, are dedicated shoppers. There's always that favorite local cleaner, a pharmacist you depend on. But when one of the girls mentions a cute little shop just 12 miles away, 12 freeway miles away, well, if they don't shop one place, they'll shop another. And isn't it great knowing how much safer, faster, more convenient it is when she makes that shopping trip by Freeway? Commerce depends mightily on the freeways, and no more economical or efficient means of connecting consumer with source of supply has yet turned up. The kids arrive home. Dad's on the way. And the guests are heading in from all parts of the state. A magnificent green-bordered ribbon of highway. 3,400 miles stretching out in all directions, linking city to city, people to people, aesthetically beautiful, eternally useful. These are the freeways of California. It's evening now, but the freeways still throb to the music of 1,000,000 rolling wheels. But others have left the freeway to join together from San Francisco and Sacramento, from Santa Barbara and Redding, from San Diego and Bakersfield, from every corner of the state, to visit, to talk, occasionally to recall the many and wonderful blessings of life as we live it here in California. And what of the future? Once the route is established, there's no limit. This is the freeway.
Our freeway system, although at present only about 1/3 completed, has already brought us a freedom of individual mobility and a way of living and working unmatched anywhere in the world. It has added immeasurably to California's growth and prosperity. Now, this map is a plan of the 12,500-mile freeway system. When it's completed, it will connect all of the cities having 5,000 or more population and all of the county seats in the state. And it will carry almost 2/3 of all of the traffic. Now, this shows, with the heavy lines, the part of the system already completed. The narrow lines represent portions that are yet to be constructed. Freeways now in use are paying very big dividends. Dividends in lives saved, 800 last year alone. Dividends in over $1 billion saved to the motoring public in 1967 through accident prevention, lower operating costs, and shorter travel times. The portion of the system yet to be constructed will multiply those benefits and dividends many times over. I know it's true that we still have considerable peak hour congestion in some of our roads today, but we're building freeways faster than the increase in the number of automobiles. And this is the way to relieve congestion. Construction is going ahead just as rapidly as the funds come in from the gasoline and other motor vehicle taxes, which you are providing on a pay-as-you-ride basis. So, every time you pull up to a gasoline pump, remember that you're helping to build additional modern freeways, helping to fill up the gaps on that map. This one last word. Make sure that the dollars you pay in gasoline and other automobile taxes will continue to be spent to build the needed highways and freeways as rapidly as possible, and that the money will not be diverted to other purposes. Thank you very much.